Hello and welcome back. And in this video, we are going to be looking at another example of binding. Now, in this example, we're going to see how we can bind a cell and then update the state back from the main list. So basically, in this case, we're going to build a to-do list where state is going to be maintained by the main view, which is maintaining the list, and then we're going to have a cell where all the to-do items are going to be, and whenever you're going to change state from your cell, it's going to be reflected in the actual view model that's been maintained by the state property of the list view. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So what we can do is we can first create our to-do cell just to simplify that. So we're going to say to-do cell is going to conform to view, and it's going to have a binding for to do. Okay, and it's going to expect a to do item. Now we don't have a to do item. Actually, I do have, like, from one of the previous examples, so we can take a look at that. Now this is our to do item, and it's identifiable, and it has ID, name, and it's complete. So let's go ahead and use that one. Okay, so let's go ahead and use that to do. Okay, and if you don't have it, you just go ahead and create it. You have definition right here, so something similar. Okay, so next, what we can do is we can create our body property, and we're going to create edge stack with to do dot name spacer, and then a toggle that's going to operate on your to do dot is completed. Okay, and for the text, we are simply going to say nothing, and we're going to hide the label. So labels hidden, and we are done with this one. Okay, so let's go ahead and build out our list. So I'm going to simply create add state var private var to do's, and we can initialize that empty array. Okay, now we can create a function here that's going to be add to do, which is simply going to add a to do in our to do's. We can create the overload that takes name because ID is auto-populated using UID. So you can simply take the overload that takes name, and for the name we can simply pass date. Okay, and it's completed, it's going to be false. Okay, so we're just going to show dates in that space. Okay, with that, let's go ahead and build out a list, and our list is going to have a button. Okay, and this button is going to have an action add to do, like so, and then it's gonna have a text add item, like so, and then we can have a for each on to do dot indices. Okay, reason or to do's dot indices, basically, because what we want to do is we want to bind to that individual element. Now, in this case, we're going to have to provide ID as self, so it can identify itself, and then we're going to get the index back in our for each. Okay, and what we can do with this index that we are getting is we can simply say to do cell, and for to do that we need to bind, we can simply say self dot dollar to do's for index. This way, we are making our to do state observable, and we are supplying that particular index that for each is basically looping upon and provide basically observable, making that cell observable, that item observable. Okay, now that's about it. Like that's all the code you need to make it functional. So if you go ahead and resume your canvas, you're gonna notice that we have this add item here, and as you click on add item, we get the self added, and I can turn on state and make it complete, mark it complete, and you already know whenever we add item or whenever we change something, it actually the view gets updated. So notice our state is being maintained. So if I toggle this, our state is being maintained and our view are marked, our items basically that to-dos that we have marked complete, they are retaining its state to be completed. Okay, so that's how you can take that state and binding concept and apply it not at the global level but at the cell level as well, and propagate any changes that we are actually doing within the cell back to the originator who actually owns that object that your cell is observing. Okay, so this I wanted to show you this example because this is a little bit complex because you're not directly passing your object, but you're actually observing the by getting the indices, you're observing that individual object at that index, making that row observable itself. So that's why this example was uh, sort of like a little bit important, like and very different from all the other examples that we have covered. Okay, so hope you guys like this video and learn like how we can combine state and binding to build something very complex very easily. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys in next video.